Here we have the new 2024 Chevy Trax. This one in particular is the base model, the LS trim level. This paint color is mosaic black metallic, and then we have jet black with gray and blue cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that's made to a 6-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, even on the base model, I really like the styling here. We have LED headlamps and just a nice, sophisticated front end there, in my opinion. And this does have, I think, a driver confidence package and then a convenience package. And as part of this convenience package, we do get the 17-inch aluminum wheels that you see here. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls, power mirror controls, rear window lock, and then power windows there. No one-touch up or down on this model in particular. The headlamp controls are there. Love how the blue accents kind of go throughout the cabin here, as you can see. And then we have a manual tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Hood latch there. And there's our manual driver's seat. So we can pump the seat up or down, move the seat back or forth, and then the seat bottom forward and back as well. But a big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And I'll try to make sure I'll leave the window sticker as well, but I'm gonna go through it here for you all. You'll have to squint a little bit, but you should be able to see everything. Pause anywhere you need to. But most importantly, this LS convenience package, $995, this driver confidence, $395, and that still has you right at $23,135 for the sticker price. So I highly recommend getting the confidence and the convenience package. Biggest thing with the confidence package for me is just having those blind spot monitors. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat here, or behind the driver's seat, excuse me. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Pretty impressive leg room back here. Headroom, have about an inch or so. Now we don't have any seat back pockets or a folding seat for bottle holders here, but if you're just gonna be using this for commuting and whatnot, not a bad gig in my opinion. And then your child lock, ow, right there. Fuel filler there. And then as we come around to the back end, I like that as well. Now you don't have LEDs back here, but still looks nice, and you can probably swap those out with LED bulbs from an aftermarket provider. Make it look even more neat, I think. Underneath here, spare tire. And the cargo net here. Then we have a cargo cover as well. And a quick look underneath the vehicle, there's the exhaust. I'm going to show you how the seat folds down as we come around to this rear passenger side. All you have to do is pull here, folds flat, you can run longer objects through, and then just make sure the seat belt's out the way. You can just snap that back into place. And then front passenger seat here, manual. Glove compartment here, nice big size. And then as we come back around to the front end here, I'm just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. And again, a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat, take a quick look at all we have from that perspective. But there we have the steering wheel. There's the horn. Now for the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, and then we also have wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, which is a big plus for me. And I like how simple the radio is. Just very easy to find everything you need. Then we do have a rear seat reminder and teen driver here, which is a nice touch. But volume can be adjusted here, turn the audio off there. You can hold that button to reset the screen. Backup camera with guidelines. Now we get single zone Manual climate controls here, but we do get 3-stage heated front seats with that driver convenience, or that LS convenience package, excuse me. And then a 12-volt, a USB-C, USB-A port, lane keep assist, track or auto stop toggle. And then for the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive. And then you have your limiter, and you can shift there, and it'll show you what gear you're in that bottom right-hand corner. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, to the brake, press down to disengage. Bottle holders. Storage in the center console space. And there's a look at the back seat. And then for the vanity mirrors, no light, but we do have a mirror there. And then just a quick look at the steering wheel. Cruise control can be turned on or off, cancel, set the speed, gap adjust for the forward collision alert, voice recognition, mute. And we can go through our favorites here, and we can toggle our volume here. Blinkers. You can hit the select button to go through the sub menus here, and then you can scroll through each one, and then you can use this as an OK button where that check is there. Windshield wipers, intermittent, and then we have a rear wiper as well. And then high beams can be toggled there. And then no push button start, but we do have remote start, and there's a key fob, and the key is in the ignition. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2024 Chevy Trax LS out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Trax LS, the 1.2 liter turbo 3, not as potent as the 1.3 liter, but gets the job done. And it's a lot quicker than you'd expect for it to just have 3 cylinders on it. So just a nice setup in general, especially having just a traditional 6-speed automatic as opposed to a CVT. Really glad Chevy went with that. But we're gonna give it a little pull getting on the interstate here. And surprisingly, I can feel how much more strained the 1.2 liter is as opposed to the 1.3. I was expecting not to be able to feel the difference, but I feel it quite a bit. I'm gonna try the cruise out here. Now all we have is the lane keeping system here. We don't have radar cruise or adaptive cruise control. But blind spot monitors are nice. The standard lane keeping system is nice. And honestly, the ride quality coming down the interstate here is pretty good. And road noise is surprisingly good as well with these 17-inch wheels. But I think this is a pretty good deal for this price point, just because you get a traditional 6-speed automatic, you have the 1.2 liter turbo 3, which is actually a pretty good engine, and just all the features that you get standard here, and then including that confidence package as well as the LS convenience package. Can't go wrong with this car, I think, especially if you're looking for something that's durable, usable, on a budget. Now in terms of competition, what comes to mind is the Hyundai Kona, even the Dodge Hornet. But I mean, this is just, it's small, but it doesn't feel as small as it is. So it doesn't feel like the Toyota CHR or the Honda HRV, the old Honda HRV. This feels like the newer one. And I don't know if it's just they just kind of stretched it a little bit or just made the exterior look bigger, but these just feel bigger than their predecessor. So this feels much better than the outgoing Trax, like the new HRV feels as opposed to the old one. And what's crazy is just the price point. Just getting one of these, it used to be if you got a Trax, you were paying more than 20 grand, you're just like, well, I mean, it's what I can afford, but it's still not what I want. But this looks good. You feel like you're getting your money's worth, and you're not having to stretch your dollar as much as opposed to getting maybe a Trailblazer or an Equinox, something along those lines. And I mean, your fuel economy is fantastic. And if you're getting one of these, you probably aren't really a speed demon, so the turbocharger does its thing the few times that you might need it. But I do think that this is gonna be a hot ticket for a minute, just as vehicles get super expensive. Even getting used cars these days, after the market's kind of settled out a little bit, things are still more expensive than they maybe should be, just because of what inflation has done. But I feel like with this Trax, you're not gonna be disappointed in your purchase or feel like you paid too much for a car that used to be cheaper or whatever. This still feels like a bargain, even at $23,000 and some change. And I think something that'll last quite a while long term. But with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevy Trax in the LS trim level.